Why are Manchester United linked with James Trafford of Burnley? If it wasn't already clear, Andre Onana in goal for United, pretty crap. Let's be honest. Welcome along to the show, everybody. This is Forever United TV. We're looking into the news around James Trafford, current Burnley goalkeeper. 24 clean sheets this season. Wow. Yeah, you may say only the Championship, but why are United looking at him? Maybe this is another one of them Ineos younger player buys and a cheaper buy for United. Rather than going out and getting another goalkeeper, United have been linked with plenty. We're going to go through all of that news as well. A change up in the Victor Osimhen stance all of a sudden. Again, like this is flip-flopping constantly right now. Are United looking at younger strikers again? More news and more updates on Liam Delap in this show as well. We've got plenty of other stuff to discuss as well. Get involved in the Premier, everybody. Get your comments in the live chat. Let me know if you feel like my opinions on these things are wrong. Would you go for any other options other than the ones that we'll be discussing tonight? 9 and goalkeeper. 2 massive positions for United that need rectifying ASAP, as in this summer. And I think United, going off what Ruben Amorim said in the press conference today, is going for that as well. We have plenty to discuss in the Premier tonight. Friday evening, ahead of a blockbuster weekend of FA Cup action, United in against Fulham. Obviously, this weekend we'll be at the game. So too will our sponsors on Forever United TV, Match Bingo. Get your cards now for the Fulham and Manchester United game this weekend. You get 15 match events on your card. Throw-ins, free kicks, goals, crossbars, woodwork, whatever. If you get 5 in a row, you win. If you get 2 5s in a row, double line, you win again. If you get all of the match events in one, it's jackpot time and you take the big one and be part of what has been an absolute, a bumper start to our time alongside Match Bingo. Myself, I've already won 25 quid on each occasion Manchester United has played so far. It is that simple. You don't need to pick anything. All you need to do is buy the card, cheap as chips, £2 for a card. Make sure that you gamble aware and obviously only spend what you can as well. Be part of that crowd, that 200,000 that's already been gifted out by Match Bingo in prize money. Be part of it. I have already. I can only vouch for what I have seen and what is happening on Match Bingo. Be part of it. Download the link in the description or click on that QR code bottom right hand corner, everybody. They are our sponsors this weekend for FA Cup weekend. Get with it and give yourselves a chance of winning some dough. And on that, dough is what is needed for Manchester United to actually start buying some players. Ruben Amorim himself in his press conference today. If you didn't watch the show earlier on, he was talking about Manchester United needing to make deals, i.e. sell players to buy players. 2 areas of the pitch United desperately need to rectify is goalkeeper and number 9. And goalkeeper is where we start today. James Trafford. You know the name. You heard the name. This was the goalkeeper that Burnley purchased off Manchester City from their academy after starring in the Under-21 European Championships, which England won. James Trafford, the keeper in that young England side, and hadn't even played a game of football in the Premier League, and Burnley spent 25 million quid on him. Wow. Big risk? Yes, Burnley went straight down after coming straight up from the Championship, but it looks like they could be possibly coming straight back up again. Is that enough for James Trafford to spend a 3rd year at the club, or with only 2 years left on his contract at the end of this season, is it time to move on? Is he looking at the bigger picture? Is he looking at the big prize? Does he want to be number 1 for one of the bigger clubs in the Premier League? Let's be honest. Burnley are great this season under Scott Parker. I mean, the keeper himself, James, has got 24 clean sheets. 24. They have a phenomenal record in the Championship defensively. And if you haven't watched any of the EFL or any of the games, it has been spoken about quite a lot about how good Burnley are defensively this season. James Trafford, double penalty saves in games. He is great at penalties. He's great. He's a great shot stopper, good with his feet. He's come from the Manchester City Academy. And that pretty much tells you the type of football that he is used to and what he is used to playing. And under Burnley, with Vincent Kompany and that style of play, it was seen as a perfect fit, but like we said, not quite worked out for him. And now, obviously, 2nd season in, brilliant season in the Championship. Yes, albeit still a Championship, but this is a young goalkeeper, 22. Is he the right signing for Manchester United? That's the question right now. Is James Trafford that type of goalkeeper? Could he be the next David De Gea, the young goalkeeper brought in that's going to be at the club for nigh on a decade? This is where Ineos are at right now. And it's going down that road again, I feel, of the younger player coming in to save a little bit of money. I think that's where we're at with it right now. And James Trafford at 22 fits the mould. Whichever way you look at this, he is a better goalkeeper than Andre Onana. He's got no bad habits. He's been brought up in the Manchester City Academy. He knows English football. He knows exactly what it's like to play in the Premier League and the week in, week out fixtures of the Championship as well. 2 years good experience right now. Obviously winning trophies with England under 21s. He is an excellent goalkeeper. Market value at the moment is standing at about 18 million. It's obviously going to cost a lot more than that. The question is, and what I want you to get into the comments section is, whether you're talking about it live right now or whether you're coming in and commenting after the Premier is finished, is James Trafford the right type of goalkeeper for United right now? Another young keeper. Are we just building an under-21 squad right now? Yes, I know he's 22, but you get what I mean. It's quite a young team that we're piling players in here. You look at the likes of Diego Leon, Patrick Dorgu, Aidan Heaven, Chido Obimati, Sekou Kone, teenagers. The eldest one out of that bunch there is Patrick Dorgu at 20 years old. You've got a 20-year-old Garnacho, 19-year-old Kobe Mainu, 21-year-old Toby Collier. We need some experience in this side, and right now you could even add Ahmad, 22-year-old, to that as well. We are looking, I think, in the goalkeeping area. I think, I like James Trafford. I do. I think he's a good keeper. I do, and now he's had 2 years full first team experience at Burnley. Maybe it is the right time to step up. David De Gea came into Manchester United, and we can use that comparison. A young keeper coming through, struggled at first because he's changed of country, changed of league. Trafford has skipped all of that. He's played in England all his life, so he knows nothing else but Premier League style football, but with a pep twist. Let's just say that. Obviously, City's academy players are brought through a certain way, and they played a similar way to the first team. So you've got that there as well. You've got that quality, that sort of that continental factor of being good with his feet, great passing, controlling the ball, passing out from the back, which Burnley did with Vincent Kompany last year. It's pretty much the downfall in terms of them not having the right type of players to play the same type of football they did in the Championship the year before. But Scott Parker is taking it on at Burnley right now, and he has got the best goalkeeper in the Championship. And again, yes, you could say it's Championship, we should be buying higher, we should be getting a better level goalkeeper. Or maybe this is where United are changing tack right now. You could argue the point all the way through this and say it's another unproven keeper, it's another unknown, it's another keeper that basically we don't know how he's going to adapt at the top level. So that's being United, the pressure of United. Is it too much for a young player? Well, a lot of the United fan base are talking about bringing Radat Vitek back into Manchester United, and we'd be happy with that. So we're happy to bring in a player from our academy in. Why not bringing in a player from the under-21s of England, City's academy, that has won things already at that level, and then has got 2 years full experience at the highest level, which he has, Premier League and Championship. Because let's not disrespect the Championship. It is a tough division, and it is very, very competitive. One of the hardest leagues in the world, in fact. To have that under his belt, is that not enough to bring him in and say he's hardened enough to know exactly what's coming? Look, if you can handle the hustle and bustle of the Championship, you can handle the Premier League. And I'm talking about the physicality factor of that. And that's what he's had. Premier League and Championship. Tier 2 and Tier 1 experience in England. If United went out and spent 30 million, say, on James Trafford, 2 years left on his contract, remember that, and if Burnley don't get promoted, I think there'll be a few people looking at him. Newcastle right now are the other team looking at James Trafford, and United are reportedly looking to jump in front of Newcastle and steal him away. I mean, they could offer him guaranteed first-team football. That's the difference with Manchester United again, and that's where I think we do have an advantage. His wages wouldn't be high, and that's another bonus as well. And I think this is where United are working right now. They want to develop a team forward. The argument is the inexperience factor of a whole team of younger players, like I said. But in the goalkeeping side of things, is he inexperienced? Is 2 years enough? Is nearly 100 games in English football, Tier 2, Tier 1, enough to bring him into Manchester United? The pressures are different, yes. But surely that is what United need to be doing right now, is it not? Getting a goalkeeper that is ready to come in and has got years to come as well. And someone that defence can grow with. Because let's not forget, this is a young defence right now. And if they grow with Trafford, if they grow with him as he develops as well, then they're going to get a better understanding. That's what I feel sometimes works. I do get the whole factor, and this is a good debate, this one. Manchester United have been linked with other goalkeepers. Gregor Kobel as well has been one that's been touted to be coming into Manchester United. Obviously, Juan Garcia was talking about yesterday from Espanyol as well. So there are plenty of options there for United. It does look like now, above anything else, we can discuss what Trafford is worth, Kobel, Vitek, Garcia, whoever it may be coming in. But one thing for certain is United are actively looking for another goalkeeper. And that now, I feel, is where this team is going and where this club is going. It is going down the young road. Whether it's a mistake, I don't know. I would rather have, if you were to ask me, where would I mind the younger player being, for instance, the number 9 that we need, or the goalkeeper, I would take Trafford. I think the goalkeeper can grow with that defence, and I think he's experienced enough. I think he'll be able to handle it. He's come through Manchester City. He's been in the Premier League. He's been in the Championship. He's a confident goalkeeper. And I feel that experience at under-21s as well, and winning a trophy there, playing with good players, playing with the best of what there was for Spain, let's not forget, who we beat in that final in the under-21s Euros. He has already come up against some of the best players around the world. So I don't see an issue with this. I would actually be really happy if United made this move. I think he's an exceptional goalkeeper, and I think he can only get better. And at 22, you're set. You are set. It's not going to cost too much money. And at 22, someone else will take him on if he doesn't end up being that goalkeeper. But he's already proved that he can do a lot. I think there is development in there too. But in terms of what we're going to talk about next and the striker, I'm a little bit more concerned if United do go down the inexperienced road only in the striker department anyway. Because as you can see at the bottom of your screen there, with the latest tweet coming out from Christopher Michael, football reporter over in Germany, he is saying now that Victor Osimhen and the talk of Manchester United, I'll just read it out actually. Victor Osimhen is currently not a hot topic at Manchester United. You never know how the market will develop, but that's exactly the kind of signing the club normally no longer want to make. His release clause is around 58 million. So apparently Manchester United have distanced themselves now. After yesterday, Osimhen was saying that he wants to come to Manchester United. He's open to the deal. Fabrizio Romano was talking about that. But like we said at the time here on FUTV, we actually said that, okay, that's him saying that. And let's be honest, if you asked any player around the world that would you be open to moving to Manchester United, they would probably say yes. But only if the circumstances are right. A player saying yes doesn't necessarily mean that player is coming to the football club. So, in all of this and through the afternoon today, Manchester United fans have been, from what I've seen anyway, been having a little bit of a mini panic regarding Manchester United's future. Now, we just talked about James Trafford, the goalkeeper from Burnley. And that area, I'm pretty comfortable with United going for a younger goalkeeper. I think it's an area where he can learn and get better. We've seen it happen with many a goalkeepers. The likes of David De Gea at Manchester United, for instance, obviously started off a bit ropey. I was struggling to come through and then got good. Strikers are a different ballgame, though. That's the issue right now. And I think I've seen plenty of people online talking about this and talking about Manchester United and Ineos again going down the unproven approach for a forward. There needs to be a blend of experienced strikers or experienced players and then some up-and-coming younger players. It's right. We do need to have experience. And I've said this in the early morning show today. I said I would take Victor Osimhen over Liam Delap if the deal was right. But if the deal was not right for Osimhen, you have to walk away. This is a striker at the top of his game. 26 years old, scoring goals for fun, proven in both Turkey and Italy. Again, though, that's what I think Manchester United are looking at. They've looked at what's happened before. They've looked at Manchester United going for the bigger player. And again, every time a deal like this comes around, then words from Sir Jim Radcliffe are echoing and bouncing around my head. We don't want to buy the next Mbappe. We want to discover the next Mbappe. Are they looking at that in, the shape of Liam Delap? Because that news is come out as well alongside the Victor Osimhen news today, which is that Manchester United feel more confident that a deal would suit them to go and buy a player like Liam Delap rather than go for Victor Osimhen. Now, this morning I did say that Manchester United, if they went for Liam Delap, I would be on board with that. I like the player. I like what he has got and the way he plays. He has got that shithousery, that nous, that know-how. And again, another player that's come from Manchester City's academy that's thriving in the Premier League. There is a definite, obvious connection with that academy from that sort of era. Like we just talked about James Trafford, now we're talking about Delap. Players that City could not get through because, let's be honest, they had Erling Haaland, they had Alvarez in at the time as well. They've got all of these brilliant players in at City, and there's no room for these younger players to come through. So this is City's way of balancing PSR. They have sold all of their academy players for mega money so they can keep at the top and balance the books with PSR, and this is how they've done it. And all of them academy players are going off and doing extremely well, and that is something that Manchester United are looking to do themselves, probably going into the next few years with their structure now put in place. But that's later down the line, and United, as we know, are miles away from even competing at the highest level in first team football. And right now we need first team players. The structure will come and it will take over in years to come, I'm sure. But United are building a very, very young squad already. We talked a moment ago about Aidan Heaven, Patrick Dorgu, Diego Leon, probably a mass coming through as well if you go and buy Giovanni Clendo as well. They're all teenagers, maximum age 20 years old out of all of them players. If you put a young goalkeeper in there as well, at least you have got the experience of Matthias de Ligt, Harry Maguire for a year, at least one more. Obviously, Lisandro Martinez as well there. I don't even mention Lenny Yoro in all of that. I think of the age and the average age of that defence and goalkeeper, if Trafford comes in. Up front, though, it's a different ball game. We don't have that experienced player. And that's something that a younger player coming in like Delap will have to deal with. Now, if Delap is to come in, I think United need another striker. So we're back to the same scenario again where we was with Rasmus Højlund. The Rasmus Højlund signing was right, apart from the fee we paid, because we had our pants pulled down completely, and we got absolutely shafted with that deal. I think everybody's clear on that in terms of money. But the deal was right. We needed a striker like that to work alongside somebody else. I feel if you're going to get Liam Delap, you have to go out and buy someone like Jonathan David as well. You're not buying him, though. He's a free transfer. This is where United have to be clever. You could get two players for the price of one. So you could have Osimhen on his own, or you could have Delap and David. I would take Delap and David. If that deal came, I like Jonathan David, I do. I know that both of them players work their asses off, and I would love to see a front line like that in Manchester United's side, because Jonathan David can also play at 10 as well, and so he's versatile and fits in. But then again, you've got two strikers then who could obviously fit into Manchester United's number 9 role, with Chido Obi coming in behind at 17. So you've got like a mid-20s player, an early 20s player, and then a teenager, and that development runs along there, and there is your depth straight away. It has to be clever, but we do need that more experienced striker in as well. Jonathan David is a no-brainer for Manchester United. You could get Delap and Jonathan David for the same wages that Victor Osimhen is demanding right now, which is why I think United are playing it very, very cool with Osimhen. We've already come out regarding the Athletic saying that the deal for Victor Gyökeres now looks like it's completely on ice and he's going to be frozen solid. We're not going to get him. He wants Champions League football. Whether or not United would go for him if they made Champions League football through winning the Europa League, we will see in time. But right now we're looking at a situation where United have actually said they don't want to go out and spend 60 million on a player that's going to be hitting 27. The only way that they would spend money is if that was a guaranteed player that's going to be at the club for maybe 7 or 8 years. So you're looking at 23, 24 type of player. And that ultimately is where United are at right now. I think they would take Jonathan David. I think he does want some decent wages, but I think we can obviously work with him. I don't think that's an issue for United. And then you bring in Liam Delap as well. I think Liam Delap needs to come in with somebody else. I don't want the same scenario as Rasmus Højlund. I don't. It has to be two players up front if he is coming in. and Jonathan David ticks all the boxes. Obviously, keep your comments coming in and let me know what you think within the live comment section and the comments after the video is finished, everybody. But honestly, I look at the James Trafford, I look at the Liam Delap not bringing in the likes of Osimhen or a more experienced goalkeeper. I'm scared because I know we're losing a lot of experience this summer as well. If you think, yes, it's great replacing old with new, but you do need to have a little bit of old sprinkled in every now and then and around that team. It's a very, very inexperienced side. And you're looking at what the most senior player would be next season, Bruno Fernandes and Harry Maguire. But there's no guarantee that Harry Maguire is a definite starter in this squad. So effectively, you could have a team there. Realistically, if you're looking at Manchester United transfers, just going off possible targets, your back three next season could easily feature, Delip, Heaven, Yoro. You could have a wing back of Dorgu. You could have a wing back of Kenda. Then you've got Manuel Ugarte in midfield, who's still not hit his mid-20s yet. He's coming up to that as well. James Trafford in goal. This is a very young side. You can see where I'm going with this here. Then I think you would have Bruno Fernandes in, but you could have a Tyler Diblin up there. You could have a Liam Delap up there. You could have an Amad Diallo up there. Like the oldest player in that squad is Bruno Fernandes. And when he goes in another year's time after next season, then you're looking at the oldest player in that team there. You're looking at Matthijs de Ligt, who's going to be 26, 27. That really is where we're at. I think we do need to look at some players that are ready-made, because what are you losing? Casemiro, you're losing Lindelof, you're losing Eriksen, you're losing Johnny Evans. Obviously, you're going to be losing Marcus Rashford as well, whether you like him or not. He's an experienced player. That's 5 players with masses of experience, and you're replacing the experience with the unknown. And that's the risk. I get that we're trying to build younger and bring the academy through, and it's exciting to actually see what could actually develop in that as well. But still, you have to be very, very careful with what you do with that team. I just don't feel like young is going to actually prevail and be the team to take United forward. It needs to have the experience in it. And you could say, look, you've got Harry Maguire for a year. Like I said, you've got Bruno Fernandes. I don't like Harry Maguire should be sort of fizzed out of this Manchester United side right now. I think we need to be looking at the other players coming in, but that average age for Manchester United, average wage is plummeting at the football club. And where it's exciting, like I said, to see these players come through and prosper and hopefully be the next generation for Manchester United, there's still that worry and that concern that we are not going to have the right blend or have enough to handle the Premier League. And that's the biggest concern out of everything for me when it comes to the method and the so-called structure and what Ineos are looking at. I feel like there is a good plan in there. And let's not forget, you got Diego Leon to come into that as well. I forgot about him, who actually has scored this week. He's looking really good at the moment. I'm really excited to see what he does and how he develops into Manchester United's side. But looking at all of that, putting it all together, great, fantastic. But it just misses that little bit of nous, that little bit of dark arts, I feel, that we haven't got in this side. Now, Bruno Fernandes is there and he will be a permanent fixture. I would love to see what Bruno Fernandes does with a younger team around him. I think that would be really bringing Bruno's leadership qualities into question, and maybe he can answer a lot of the critics in doing it. But I think that is where we're at right now. And just to round everything up again on the show, if you have just joined us, you can watch it back. It is a premiere as well on the Friday night. We have talked about Manchester United trying to steal a match on Newcastle to sign goalkeeper James Trafford from Burnley. 24 clean sheets this season. He's had a mega season under Scott Parker there at Burnley. Fighting promotion, and whether or not, if Burnley do get promoted, we will see if that deal comes off. Obviously, they will be in the Premier League then, and maybe a new deal would come his way. He's only got 2 years left on his current deal at Burnley, so let's see what happens from there. Victor Osimhen talks have gone cold again. The flip-flopping saga of Manchester United going for the Nigerian striker is there again. It's on, it's off. He wants to come. Yes, he does, but United don't want to spend the money. I think that's what it looks like. And could it be someone like Liam Delap? My opinion is, if Liam Delap comes in, it's the same scenario as Rasmus Højlund. you need someone else. And there is someone else there that is experienced at the highest level who could come in and is free. And that's Jonathan David. That's how I get around it. That's my look on everything and how I see things actually going down. Get your comments in below and let me know what you think about everything that we've discussed in the show there. And let me know about the keeper, like the striker. Obviously, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button up on your screen right now as well. Download the QR code. Download the app of Match Bingo from the QR code, on your screen right now. Get your match card for Fulham and join me this weekend in winning some of that money from Match Bingo. I'm going for the jackpot this weekend. But that is the show, everybody. Thank you so much. I'll see you all bright and early in the morning.